Bite-sized.
This is Mike Frazier from Gaikoku Gamers Bytesized, coming at you with a little bit of news about EA Access, the NHL 15 debacle, and Gamescom's reaction to Rise of the Tomb Raider. We all know what EA Access is by now. It's EA subscription service for their games, and it runs, $4.99 a month or $29.99 a year, and it gives you access to the games in their vault, which right now are Madden 25, FIFA 14, Battlefield 4, and Debacle 2, which is a good deal rate in unto itself. I mean, you're getting, $200 some for the games for $30 for the year. Yeah, they're the older titles, but the new FIFA isn't out yet. The new Madden gets out next week. Battlefield 4 is always, it's always fun to play, and it's not a bad deal for the $30 a month. As well, that also gets you 10% off brand new EA games, and you're able to download the brand new games 5 days early for free and play around with them. Now, it is the full game. You get to play all the options, play all the stuff in the game. There will be time limits, as we found out that Madden 15 is time limit to 6 hours, but that doesn't include time when the game is not being played. So when you start the game, the timer starts, but it also stops when the game's not being played. So if you stop the game and go and play another game, your timer stops. So roughly, you can have, if you played it 1 hour a day, you would take you right up to the time the game comes out next week, which is the 26th. A lot of people were upset about this. They said there wasn't enough time. Well, with a demo, at least with Madden, you've got the 2 Super Bowl teams, usually 1 quarter, and no commentation and no other options. So you really didn't get the feel what the game could actually be. Here you're getting to actually play the full game with all the modes. You get to play online, you get to play Ultimate Team, create a player, create a team, connect it franchise, connect a GM, play your franchise online, play an exhibition game. And the good thing about it is that your saves will carry over when you purchase the new game. And if you do purchase it digitally through the program, you'll get 10% taken off, which I think is a great deal all unto itself. Again, like I said before, you get vault games, which are always going to be updating there, and when the game's in a vault, it's never coming out, so you don't have to worry with them taking a game out of the vault. With EA in the hot seat over this one, this kind of leads us right into our next topic, NHL 15. That's coming out September 9th on the same time as Destiny. Oh, boys. Anyways, it was shaping up to be a very, very good game. The gameplay mechanics are strong. The graphics were amazing. The new stuff they were doing with the play-by-play and the color commentation, it all looked like it was falling into place. Like, this is the hockey game we were waiting for. But then we were wondering, it seems too good to be true. How are they going to screw it up? Like UFC looked great and the demo played great, but when the final product hit, it left a lot to be desired, and we were wondering if NHL 15 was going to suffer the same fate. And it looks like it is part of the way. It's a lot of heat going on the internet right now because of one option not being shipped with the game, and that's the EA Sports Hockey League, the EA SHL. That is a big breadwinner for the game franchise since NHL 09, and a lot of people will play the game and buy the game for that option. And it's still in there for Xbox 360 and PS3 owners, but it's been taken out for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One owners. The reason EA Sports said this is that they wanted to focus on gameplay mechanics and getting the gameplay correct and down tight, and which is good. Which is great that they want to focus on gameplay, because a game isn't really a great game unless it has good gameplay, and if it's not fun or if it plays poorly, especially with a sports title, it's just not going to be a great game. And unfortunately, with this part of the game left out, EA NHL 15 could have been a great game, and it looks like it may only be a good game for that core audience. A lot of people say they don't care; they just play be a pro or exhibition games, or just play their friends online. Online team play is not coming. It's yet. It's going to be there as a patch sometime down the road. They didn't give any date when, but they said it will be coming. Kind of the makeup for the EA Sports Hockey League not being put in this year. But they said it should be either next year, hopefully it will be. You'll be losing a lot of fans, I believe, if a second iteration of it comes out without that league. My thoughts on that is that you've had 2 years to make the game because you skipped the next gen with NHL 14. There really isn't a reason for that not to be included, or at least have a download later on that actually puts that back in, because a lot of the fans that play and buy the game are looking for that, the EASHL. So next year, knock on wood, that will be back in. Gamescom's ended last week, and one of the big bombshells in Gamescom was Rise of the Tomb Raider exclusively on Xbox One. This left a lot of bad taste in a lot of game players' mouths, and they went ahead online and they said death threats, and they screamed and they yelled and they ranted and they raged. One, it's a game. I know I'm going to get heat for saying it, but yes, it's a game. It's Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider, the next exciting chapter in the reboot of Lara Croft. The first one, the reboot, the Tomb Raider, as well as with the Definitive Collection, sold very well. And at least we thought it did. Square Enix has a different thing to say, but they thought it didn't sell well enough. But it's very popular, and even when it debuted at E3 and they talked about it, that people thought it was going to be multi-plat. Well, come Gamescom, no, we found out that Xbox One exclusive is Rise of the Tomb Raider, and people were jumping down everyone's throat they could. Phil Spencer addressed it and said it's not a full exclusive, it is timed, and they did not buy any IP or spend any money to buy a company. Crystal Dynamics still owns the full rights to the Tomb Raider franchise, and it's up to them if they want to pursue PlayStation 4 or other systems, or even the PC after the exclusive time frame has finished. No one knows how long that will be. My theory is that one reason why they're doing this is that it's going to be in release holiday 2015. What comes out of holiday 2015 on the PS4? Uncharted 4. Same style of game, third-person cover shooter with action elements, exploration elements, archaeology style elements. It would, as good as the series Tomb Raider is, it would be hard-pressed for them to compete against the likes of an Uncharted game. So I think it's kind of wise for them to hold back off the PS4 around that time and put it just on the Xbox. It's great for the Xbox owners. It gives them a reason, if you haven't picked up one, if you really want the game and want to play it early, it would be a good reason to pick up the system. But I'm sure it's going to be coming to the PS4 and PC down the road. I'm going to suggest and take a stab in the dark and say once the storm of Uncharted 4 blows over and that game's run its course for a bit, you'll see Rise of the Tomb Raider on the PS4. It's no biggie for me. I like the series. I own both systems, so it's no biggie for me whether it comes out on PS4 or Xbox One. And even though when it does, it's not going to be a day one purchase for me. I like the series, and I love where they're going with it. I'm just not a huge Tomb Raider fan. So there you have it, folks. Another edition of Gaikoku Gamers Bytesized. Don't forget, we're on Twitter at Gaikoku Gamers and on the web at www.gaikokugamers.com. Also follow us and subscribe to on YouTube. Have a good night, people.